afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in this world. My name is Marva B. I am the CEO and founder of Black Link Magazine, and I'm so excited to be here on the East Coast and having such an amazing interview. So I would like to welcome my guest, Malika. Welcome to Black Link Magazine.
Thank you. Hello, Marva. How you doing? Welcome to the East Coast. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here. This is very important to Black Link Magazine because we are all about women empowerment, Black girl power, and all of that. And when Nelson brought it to me, I was like, absolutely, yes. I did not have to think about it. I want to get it out. And I want to know how people can be a part of that. So we'll just jump right into this interview. I wanted to introduce you a little bit. You are the executive director. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Are the executive director of Southern Black Girls. Southern Black Girls. Y'all got that south down south? Mm-hmm. Southern Black Girls. She is, and then you guys' visionary founder is Latasha Brown. So you'll be the speaker for today on the behalf of Southern Black Girls. Malika, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the world who you are and what you do.
So I'm executive director here at Southern Black Girls, and the most important thing that we do is we fund underfunded Black women-led organizations, and we fund the voice and the visions of Black girls. We do this in 13 states across the South, and we do this because the women who founded Southern Black Girls, our visionary founder, Latasha Brown, she brought along 3 other Black women leaders in philanthropy. The 4 of them together had moved millions of dollars across the South, but in all of that, they recognized that not only had the South been disinvested in, but when you look to see how women were invested in by philanthropy, and then look to see how Black women were invested in by philanthropy, the numbers were particularly small. At the time, it was less than 1%, a half a percentage point actually, was allocated for Black women and girls organizations that were of the $5 billion that was allocated for the South. So we're really talking about, if you were to compare what we have given to this country and to the South as Black women and girls, and what the country has then had the opportunity to return to us in terms of philanthropic dollars, it was really small. Yeah. And so the 4 of them got together, these 4 dynamic leaders in philanthropy, and decided what we're going to do is start a fund to be able to support Black girls and women and show philanthropy and the world what it looks like to be able to support and take care of a group of people who have been supporting and taking care of their families, their communities, and perhaps not have the resources to take care of themselves well. And so the work is incredibly important.
Do I know that story oh so well, and I'm excited about this because, like what we have a lot of like small towns that are heavily with other races other than the Black people, right? So we don't get acknowledged. We don't have the funds. We don't have programs like this, say in Oklahoma, where I'm from, for women that want to create their businesses or have enough fund or find funding, because we kind of get overlooked. Or even if we apply, it's like we don't get chosen for those. So this is amazing for Black women and Black girls. I know that Southern Black Girls and the Women's Consortium made the mission to raise over $1 million for the next decade to financially empower the goals of Black girls and Black women. So tell me, how do other Black women and girls be involved? Do they have to be in those specific states, cities that you guys support?
So we know that everybody has a connection to the South because of the Great Migration. Like everybody has a connection. We all probably in some way, shape, or form can find ourselves in one of the 13 states that Southern Black Girls funds. But at this point, being a resident of and working in one of these 13 states is important. But Marva, I will share with you one of the things that was incredibly important is that you raise rural communities, and being in a rural community is really one of the things that was at the heart of the founders, and is at the heart of those of us who have the privilege of doing this work. We recognize exactly what you said, that when you're in a small community, even if the community is more than 50% Black, the representation may not be Black. The resources may not be Black. Right. And so your ability to move freely, to dream big, to fund the thing that you dream is greatly diminished when you are not in a community that can support you and fund you. And so having the ideal to kind of give resources, find rural communities, find women in rural communities who are leading is a large part of the impetus and why we do the work we do.
That's amazing. I'm glad that you said that, because I feel like, especially where I'm from, Oklahoma, okay, that should say enough to you about that. But where I come from, like, I don't even see the drive in our Black young girls and women to even be a business owner or to even be something greater unless they leave there, and because I think it's because they have the mindset that, I don't have the money, or I don't have the funds, I don't have the support. So for an example, I go outside of Oklahoma, like I'm on the East Coast in Newark, New Jersey, because this is where people support me. This is where my support is, outside of my hometown. And I try to go there and I try to saturate my business there, and it just is crickets. So I'm praying one day that it will just kind of saturate through 50 states, what you guys are doing, that it'll all become that big, as we become this big force, that it just spreads throughout the United States for this cause.
Well, your prayer is our prayer. We want to be able to do as much as we can. We have $100 million dream for Black girls and women in the South. But I want to just respond to what you said, because my heart is with you, because that idea that people lose drive. One of the things that we do is we believe and we understand and we have seen anecdotally and in our data that we are in fact spurring dreams. We have something we call the Black Girl Joy Award. We ask girls, what would it take for you to find joy? How would you share that joy with 10 other people? And if we were to give you $550, what would you do with that money to make that possible? To date, 700 girls have already answered that question. And so we've given out those awards. And let me tell you what's really inspiring about that. Giving out the award is inspiring, but what really ends up happening is girls who perhaps didn't know themselves to be leaders then find themselves as leaders.
Absolutely.
Girls who didn't know they were starting businesses, but they said, I want to braid hair. And they now have Instagram pages where they're braiding hair.
Lord.
And they've started businesses. Girls who, or that one little girl wanted to do nails, and she started a nail business in her community. And so one of the things that parents and caregivers are calling us and saying, do you know she's now talking about college? And before, she didn't even think she could go. And so I want us to take a look at when we as adults have given up on our dreams because they're hard to make them happen. Take a look and see where those dreams may have dimmed in the lives of our girls. And our intent and our job is to preserve their childhood, preserve their girlhood, give them spaces to be soft and pretty and cute, and and give them space to be girls to dream. As adults, we will do the work of finding the money and making the programs and do all that. But really, if we give them the space to dream, then we get a chance to live in the world that they create.
Yeah.
And if it is not without stress and worry and harm, we are going to live in a pretty good world if we take care of them well.
Yeah. And gosh, I'm not going to cry because it's so important. It's just like the young girls are so important. And when you say preserve, preserve them, period. Like there's nothing to do where I come from. I hate to read, my only experience is where I come from. And there's nothing for them to do, right? So then you worry about what is it they want to do and how can we reach them, in order to get their interest in things they want to do. They want to do nails, they want to do hair, they want to go to college, but who's supporting them? Or my mama don't have the money, my mama's single, like I gotta not go because, it's those things. And I really want to start figuring out where my place is in helping in that. And you guys just inspire me. So you just inspire me.
There's so many women like you who saw that very same thing. And what they said to themselves was, I know about 6 girls here. Let me gather them up. We're going to go to name the place. But there are women all over the South who are taking care of girls because there isn't an outlet for them in their community. Right. Majority of the people that we support through our Black Girl Dream Fund, which is another opportunity that we have to move money to women. The majority of those women are women just like you described, whose passion is for taking care of girls because they have been overlooked by everyone. And so those are the women that we fund. The majority of our grantees partners are less than $88,000 a year. So these are people who are pulling it out of their pocket. They're getting together with their girlfriends. They're taking love offerings at church, and they're making it happen. And those are the people that are actually changing the world, because they are actually looking after girls that big foundations can't see. But because we have these relationships and communities all across the South, we're able to do this. And one day communities like yours.
Right. And it's gonna happen. I'm gonna somehow, some way, keep dreaming for that and keep trying to do it, you know. And I'm a pure example. Like, I don't get that. So I don't have the money. I just do what I do because I love it and I figure it out. You know, and I want to be an example for them. Where's your drive? Let's keep the drive that someday, some way it'll work. We just got to keep the drive. So my next question,
you.
Yeah. Another thing is that you guys also are partnering with the Grammy winning MEG and the STALLION's Foundation as well. Let's talk about how that came about, because I know that Megan, this is a really near and dear to her heart. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, our founding visionary, Latasha Brown, and Megan Thee Stallion were both Glamour Women of the Year at the same time.
Wow.
I know, amazing, right? Like,
amazing.
And so the two of them got a chance to talk about their Southern roots and why they share space and enjoy being Southern Black girls in the spaces that they were in. And they learned that they shared something special about taking care of Black girls and mental health. And Megan has really shown us through her own life how to protect Black women and how to take time out to care for your mental health, to maintain your mental health. Yeah. And so what she'd asked us to do is, in partnership with her, to award 100 girls one of our Black Girl Joy Awards. And so those awards are for girls who can articulate a way, who can describe a way of how they would use joy to maintain their mental and physical health. Wow. And so when she and her team at the Pete and Thomas Foundation will help us with we have a group of young leaders we call youth ambassadors. So not only are these applications coming from girls 12 to 24, they will be reviewed and selected by girls who are 12 to 24.
Oh, wow.
Conversation among girls. Their peers. That's right. So young girls and young women are saying, I see you. I know why you need that. I know why you need that yoga. I know why you need to get your nails done here. And they are making the awards. And so this beautiful conversation among girls and women in the South is really funded by the work of the Pete and Thomas Foundation and supported, of course, by Southern Black girls. And we are just so pleased to be in partnership with them to do this good work together. There's no one else looking out for us but us, right? So what Megan has done has been incredible. What the Pete and Thomas Foundation has done has been incredible. And when this is all said and done, to date, we've given out 700. When we have completed the Black Girl Joy Awards Mental Health Edition with the Pete and Thomas Foundation, we will have given out 800 Black Girl Joy Awards across the South. So that's a huge accomplishment.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And what I think the message, what I would send out to surrounding areas that don't have something like this, like there are programs. Absolutely, there are programs. Absolutely, there's money being given to business owners. Absolutely, but not us. So I think the message is we just got to do it. You know, you don't talk about it, you just go start somewhere and get people that support it and you do it. So I'm committed to doing that for my hometown. I'm going to start. But Megan Thee Stallion she's a really good person. Like she in her heart is in the right place and all these good things. And when I saw that, I was like, that doesn't surprise me that you guys are partnering like that and that she's doing what she's doing for that foundation. So kudos to Megan Thee Stallion for doing that for these young girls and women of color that really need. Tell me, where do you see this foundation, say the next year, the next 12 months? Like, do you guys have a plan in place that's going to, to try to just start sprouting out to other maybe rural areas, other places coming up from the South up north? You get what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. One time I was on a call and someone said, we have what we call our Joy's Our Journey bus tour. So we get on a bus, a big old pink bus, like a charter bus.
Oh, wow.
Hot pink. And there are pictures of Black girls all over it. And we drive it all over the South. The last time we did it, we went 5 states, 8 cities in 1 month.
Oh
And
my,
I was on doing an interview and someone said, "Are you bringing that bus to Detroit?" I said, "No, we can't bring the bus to Detroit. We can't bring the bus to Detroit."
can you bring it to Oklahoma? It's closer.
So we have to, I mean, I'll tell you that just seeing that bus, hearing our name,
Yes.
standing in who we are has been so incredible for so many people. If I'm wearing my Southern Black Girls t-shirt at the grocery store, the cashier is like, "Girl, can I get one?" If we're in the airport, walking down the street, someone's like, "Girl, I need that because I need to know, let people know who I am." So it is.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's really like, it's just standing up and who you are has been an incredible gift for so many people. And
Right.
just naming ourselves has been an incredible gift. Our
Right.
plan is really, it's not a year plan, it's a 10-year plan to stabilize Black women-led organizations so that if there's any future disinvestment in the South, we are going to be able to take care of ourselves and take care of Black girls and women in the South. That's $100 million dream. That's a dream that allows us to actually figure out how to create a future for ourselves where we tell our story, we tell ourselves about ourselves, and we craft the story that's important for us, that we are able to help each other and invest in each other. That's the most important thing that we can do. And so we're working toward a 10-year, $100 million dream.
Wow. Okay. It's gonna happen. And it's going to happen before 10 years.
Oh,
I love that. Here, I'm going to see it. We're going to claim that right now. I think your gift, like your reward, is not even like, it's not monetary. It's that you go in the grocery store, there's like, I need that.
Yeah.
Like just the shirt tells the story. Like that's the gift in it, right? That's your reward in doing that. So that's amazing. What would you tell someone? What's your best advice to someone who is struggling with wanting to be great and wanting to and have all these great, amazing dreams and just it's stuck, like have no hope, like there's nobody that is interested in me, like those things. What is your best advice that you would give them?
I'm going to borrow from what we did for ourselves here. And it is knowing that you are great in collaboration with others. So it's hard sometimes to get your dreams off the ground when it's only you.
Mm-hmm.
Who can you share that with? You only need one other person, maybe 2 others. Who can you share that dream with that can help you when you get tired, push that dream forward? Who else has that same passion? How can you collaborate together? Because you become a multitude, don't you? Right? You become this group who is moving something forward than someone who is moving by themselves. And sharing and collaborating is consistent with Black women's being. That's how we move. That's how we took care of each other from slavery. That's how we took care of each other in the 1800s when we created all these women's clubs around the world. That's how we took care of each other through sororities. And that are now they're looking at the voting power of Black women and wanting to know, where did that pop up from? It is generational work. It's generational work. And so we collaborate and we organize. And so my advice would be find somebody else who you can collaborate with and begin to organize your resources and the people around you to do the things that you need them to do.
That's amazing. I want to thank you so much for being here and dropping so much about, the organization. Like people don't know about it if they're not in the South, but then like me, I hear about it and I get even more inspired to do that. So I can't wait to get this interview out so that people can, hear and say, it's just a confirmation that what you're thinking is right. Go ahead and do it. Right.
Exactly.
And it's because it's for the greater good of other people. And at Black Link Magazine, we want to do things for the greater good of others. Why not do it for our young Black girls and Black women? So thank you for being here. How do people reach you? Is there a social media site? Is there email? Can you share that?
Certainly. You can reach us at southernblackgirls.org. That's our website. Our Twitter is on Black Girls Dream, and you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at southernblackgirls.org. So we're easy. Just remember Southern Black Girls and you can find us. Yeah, well, I appreciate you again for being here. I wish you guys nothing but success tenfold, because again, when I believe in God and I know that he sees what you guys are doing and he's going to bless that $100 million, and it's not going to take 10 years to do it because there's a need.
there's a need in our communities, in our culture, for this type of organization. So we thank you for that. So we're going to go for now, you guys. Is there one last thing you want to leave before we go?
If you are interested in trying to fund a Black Girl's Dream, one Black Girl's Dream is $550. If that's inapproachable for you, do $5 a month. Find a way to seed into a Black Girl's Dream, because it creates the world that we want to live in the future.
Awesome. Yay. This was an amazing interview. So you guys, there you have it. Go out and follow them. That's free to follow them. First of all, we can do that and support one another. We should always be supporting one another so we can help each other rise up. And then if you have $5, like save your $5, put $1 away for 5 days, whatever, to support. But we need to help we need to save this generation that's coming up. We need to get in their business to figure out what's on their mind so that we can help them be their very best selves. So, Malika, thank you so much for being here. I look forward to hopefully staying in touch with you guys and seeing you guys' progress along the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much for
You're welcome.
a space to tell our story. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. So you guys, we're going to go for now, but remember, respect yourself, respect each other. God bless.